AFTV Turkish, 0-0. That doesn't tell the whole story. There was the guy from the Leeds channel that I did the preview with. I was just looking at a text message that he sent me. He goes, "You guys got away with murder," and he's right. We got away with one there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not one of those 0-0s where you look at the defense and say, "Well done," because aside from a few Leno saves, it was down to a lot of missed chances for Leeds. I think if they was a bit better with their finishing, and they was very unlucky at times. Balls headed top corner, going off the bar twice, off the post inside, and not going in the net. We held in there, but in reality, we held in for a point that probably won't mean much for us come end of the season. The way we're going, the only positive we can take out of this is that point, but that point means nothing because nothing's really changed.
Okay, let's start off with Pepe. I mean, it's always going to be a tough game, even with 11 men away at Elland Road. And you could see visibly after the game, Mikel Arteta was really angry with what he did. What's he thinking when he does that headbutt?
It's silly. It's silly. Even in a Sunday league game, you don't want a man to fall for those sort of antics. You'd think a professional can keep his head above water and handle it. You see that many times every game from the professional world to Sunday league. Players want to get under your skin, especially when you're known as that soft player from France who hasn't hacked the league and the intensity and the physicality. Players are going to play on that and try get under your skin, and it's disappointing, because I've been one to call for Pepe over the last however many weeks and months. I've been one to say Willian needs to be dropped and Pepe needs to start. And as much as he wasn't the greatest, I think he was probably our best attacking outlet if there was any before he got sent off. And it's just a shame, Rob. It's just a shame because now a 3-game ban. You saw how vexed Arteta was. I do think he was over vexed. I don't know if that was for the cameras, the stern face like that. I'm just like...
I don't think it was for the cameras. I think he was vexed.
You know what? Pepe, of course, he's stupid for that, Rob, yeah? But prior to that, the 50 minutes we had before that, we was blunt, we was slow, we didn't transition properly, and the game didn't look like it was within our grasp anyway at that time. So as much as Pepe let us down, and those are Arteta's words, Pepe let the team down, I believe that there's bigger problems. That's why I didn't really like the approach to that, because it puts more spotlight on the issue. And now that it's going to be a long way back for Pepe, in my opinion. But if you ask me same way, after those 3 games, do I want Pepe to start ahead of Willian? Yes.
Willian looked quite bright in the first half, though.
But he got, not for me, not enough. He looked better because obviously we changed shape. And that's the thing about today, we all asked for a formation change. We all asked for Oba to go up top. I think, me personally, I wanted to see maybe Maitland-Niles come in for Bellerin, but Bellerin actually done well on the attacking front today. He created the best chance of the game. Saka should have scored. He delayed it a bit too long, and that worked in the keeper's favour. But that doesn't tell the full story. Even if we nicked it 1-0, there's problems at the club, Rob. We got the formation change. We got Oba playing centrally, but we got hammered. Dominated 70% in the second half, albeit with 10 men, but it was 60-something in the first half possession-wise to Leeds anyway, with 11. So we've got problems that just the formation change won't fix, and just seeing Oba up top won't fix. Oba was still missing today, like he's been missing on the left wing over the last few weeks or season. So for me, it's... Is
that him playing badly, or is that lack of creativity?
It's lack of creativity. The middle is still not fixed. Xhaka, Ceballos and Willock. I'm sure Emery used that combination multiple times, and multiple times they let us down. As much as we wanted the 4-3-3, without Partey, that 4-3-3 will be the same sort of 3 that you've seen under Emery. And it wasn't good enough. They don't transition well enough. They're too slow or mobile. And we saw exactly that today. Leeds midfield dominated us, like West Ham's midfield dominated us, like Sheffield United's midfield didn't dominate us, but they done very well against us. We've got problems in there that just Partey doesn't solve. And when you miss Partey, you're back to square one again. We need at least another 3 midfielders, probably 2 central and 1 attacking at the bare minimum. You know, that's just talking about the middle of the park still. That's without mentioning all the other obvious problems at the club, Rob. But it reminds me a bit of the Emery thing again, you know, blunt, lack of identity towards the end. It just looked a bit of a mess. Today, I think the Pepe red card for Arteta takes the attention away from the first 50 minutes and the real problems on the pitch in the squad. And maybe that's why he focused on it with intent post-game. Maybe he wants it to be about that because he doesn't need the pressure of the game and performance right now, especially with Wolves and Spurs coming up. But Rob, what do you think about Wolves and Spurs after this performance off the back of the Villa one?
Well, look, they're looking like you know, games we need to win, but you can't see it at the moment. I mean, Wolves at home. We've got a good record against them at home, albeit being draws literally over the last few seasons. But those are very tough games, and Spurs away, we can see they're flying at the moment. So those are going to be very, very tough games. And you know, I agree with you. You know, I mean, we've got problems in that midfield area. I mean, I suppose you can look on it and say it's a little bit unfair on Willock because it's the first time he's come in and it's a tough game to come into. I also kind of look at it and say, well, it's a bit unfair on Aubameyang because whilst he didn't do much, I knew in the first half, but I mean, once you're down to 10 men, you're not going to see much creativity up to him. So it's just going to be scraps. So I would have loved that's why I was so upset with the Pepe thing, because I'm like, you know, let me see if this works. Him, you know, Aubameyang down the middle, Pepe driving at them. And I really wanted to see if they, you know, it's the first time they're sort of playing the system. Could they have grew into it in the second half and done better? Yeah. And he was of that, you know, and that's why I was so disappointed in what he did.
Because it adds further salt to the wounds and it adds further headlines and controversy and negativity around the club. Not only has Pepe failed to adapt so far, but the one chance he's been given by Arteta now, he's got a red card. It's easy for other fans and social media to jump down his neck. Now he's going to have to react to that and hold in all of that now because he's bound to get it. You know, that's the way football is right now. So hopefully he can deal with it. And hopefully we don't see that sort of attitude again because, like you said, it's dejecting after. But Rob, I think, you know, it's a bit of the same old. Our problems are much deeper than Arteta or the formation or the personnel, you know. And once more and more fans realize that, maybe we'll get to the bottom of all these problems. But until then, I guess the managers will have to face the wrath of the fan base yet again because it's going to happen.
This video is supported by Profit Accumulator. Profit Accumulator helps you to earn extra money by doing something called match betting. Match betting isn't gambling. And when you do it properly, and I mean properly, you can't lose. So get involved right now. Click the link in the description and sign up to Profit Accumulator right now.